Hi, Barry Vesti again. This is an informative video. I want to try and be a bit informative, not to try to sell to you, just to pass some information to you about LED strip. I know all of you use it, I know all electricians use it around for various feature lighting, but I want to explain some differences because in China there is a very big multi-tier of manufacture. We manufacture it for several clients with their name on the PCB, including Auraled in the UK, and I want to give you a quick explanation of that very quickly, as quick as I can. Okay. First, I'm going to start with the driver source. When you are powering any LED strip, if you're calculate the wattage on the LED strip and make sure that you have a much bigger driver to the power of strip. So a 100-watt driver, I would underrun by 20% as a minimum. So if you're using 70, 80 watts, then that's fine on a 100-watt driver, that should be okay. We do 10, 30, 60, 100 and 200, the bigger one here. We outsource those from a reliable supplier. Next thing is the actual strip itself. Now I'm going to talk quickly about LED strip. You've got different IP ratings. You've got the plain PCB, which is non-IP rated. We do an IP65, which is inside a silicon sleeve like this, and then an IP68 version, which is here. And this is actually inside the silicon sleeve and resin, silicon filled, injection filled. I mentioned a few points on this this one. A lot of the cheap packs, and here is a cheap pack that we've had in our stores for about 2 years now. We bought as a sample just for somebody to see. I want you to look at it. You'll see it's turned brown. That's just inside the packaging there. It's all turned brown. That's because the factory are using epoxy, not pure silicon on the strip. When you look at IP68, quite often when they injection fill, they light it too quickly and you get air bubbles above all the LED diodes. We actually check for that. We injection fill it, we let it set, then we light it up. Next thing is the diodes. We use gold wire bonded diodes from Epistar. Epistar is a very good company from Taiwan. The gold wire bonding allows for a greater heat fluctuation. There is cheaper ones with aluminium wire bonding, which will break much easier. Lower mil diodes. We use a high mil 27/9 mil diode. With this, check for silicon. We use a high copper content PCB. There are thinner PCBs on the market. You can tell them from the bend of the strip. And when you plug them in, check for light consistency across the strip. So I'm going to plug this one in. Here is an LED strip. Just run it out and look at the LED consistency. This is down to the binning. We use from one bin, so all of the LEDs that are populated on our strip all come from the same bin. Different customers have a different request because maybe they use 4 bins, which will be in a narrow band, but still will be noticeable across the strip. Next thing, if you're applying to surfaces, anything is great. Metal surfaces are great for the strip because you've got some conductivity for the heat. If you're going on to wood, however, I would always recommend using profiles. We have a very, very large selection of profiles, from stair tread edges to the recessed channels like this one. Nice recessed channel for your strip to lay in. This will aid your heat, and the diffuser will help spotting on a surface. So therefore you can a much softer look with the LEDs. But check the consistency. As I said, check the consistency on, because it's going to affect your job. 24 volt DC on strip is recommended. I wouldn't use 12 volt DC. 24 volt DC carries the current better all the way down the PCB. Less heat, longer, better longevity for the LEDs. Couple that to good diodes. My last mention is, and as I said, I don't want to care where you buy it from. We work with some good people. Is don't buy pre-packed stuff. Buy quality from quality distributors who will cut it, tail it, lead it, solder it for you, ready to go. Because the job will last longer if you do that. There are many quick connectors they're okay, but sometimes you won't get the continuity. For example, with RGB signals with these, they don't connect as well as a good soldering. And you know when you buy it as a package from a wholesaler, when it's come from a good company, you know what you're going to get. Last thing I'm going to mention, we put our names all on the PCBs so that when we do cut and solder a job, we know the continuity that you're going to get. It's labelled all the way down in every length, so when you cut it, you know where you know it comes from one source. You know you're getting quality. That's my first video. Thank you.